All right, God damn it. Shit is inevitable. If you look at it and you hey, my name ain't Rose Buddy, Pee. My name motherfucking Rose Bud. Uh, if you look at it and you really think about it, it really is a big deal to know where you are in this life that we know as this Abadab. There are hella things a real motherfucker should know. But one of the most important things any motherfucker out there should know is how to fish. If you don't have the proper hook, bait, and pole, you're not gonna catch. You'll never catch a broad who's showing a little resistance unless you have. Caller, what's up?
Bud, what's going on? I called you the last week regarding the wrong girls are being pulled into I'm attracting the wrong woman.
Yeah.
And I'm calling you back basically to reiterate what we said. And it's really what I get is that if they ain't right for me, I got to know that in the moment and then just say, you ain't right for me, and keep moving.
You don't have to tell her that, but you need to think that in your mind,
right.
Yes.
Yeah. And then what I also want to do, I did a stand-up comedy. I do that on the side. And I noticed that when times of pressure, you can get your tongue tied. You know what I mean? I know you get the gift of gab.
My tongue get tied too, but you don't know it.
Nope.
Or let me tell you, whoever I'm talking to won't know it. Because when your tongue get tied, you automatically know it. But most people shut down when they think that. I don't shut down. You shouldn't either. That's a conscious thought. It's unconsciously done in the moment, but it's an actual conscious thought that you make to shut down.
Damn, that's good. Oh, so you almost think, I need to stop because I'm getting tongue-tied right now.
Well,
just keep going.
Exactly. You should say, well, I'm getting tongue-tied. And let's say you're doing stand-up. You're supposed to relax 1 or 2 seconds. After you say that, get your fucking shit together in those 2 seconds. Because, 2 seconds on stage is hella long. So get your shit get your shit together in those 2 seconds and start spitting again. Because if you don't panic when you get tongue-tied, you'll come out of it and you won't be getting tongue-tied. Because getting tongue-tied is something that your mind is a game that your mind plays on you because you're trying to, direct your path and your mind want to direct your path. You want to direct your path and you want to consciously direct your path wherever you're going in comedy or in real life or whatever. And forces are trying to get you not to do that.
And that's interesting, and I don't want to get too kind of metaphysical in this sense, but are you really, if you do enough preparation, you read your jokes or you read your materials, your podcast, whatever it may be, do you really need to think while you're giving a presentation, or you just...
Well, let me tell you something, bro. You need to think at all times. But let's say I'm a tenor saxophone player. And I have played this song 100 times. and I've never made a mistake. I've played flawlessly. Does that mean I won't make a mistake? Does that mean when I make a mistake, I'm supposed to shut down? If I'm really this musician, I got to know how to roll with the mistakes. When I hit a bad note, I need to go chromatically up to the right note. So I'm saying when you hit the wrong note, it's only the wrong note because the key that you're in is saying that it's the wrong note. But if you hit the wrong note and you go chromatically, every fucking note to the next correct note, then you gonna be play some jazz.
Amen. Amen. Yeah. 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 I mean, you can get yourself out of anything. You're not getting tied up. You're not getting knotted up in your own thoughts, your own.
Hey, bro. You don't want to get off into too much, but you're doing it anyway. And you was doing that the last time we was talking. So did we cover your point?
Yeah, that's it, man. I just wanted to reiterate those 2 points and get a bit more direction on. You say think, you need to think, but at the same time, it almost sounds like we don't need to think because if you think too much.
Hey, listen, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you need to think and you need to learn to, as you think, execute. See, a lot of you motherfuckers, you got to think, then execute. Those are the guys I say they need a fucking phone booth, like Superman.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna be Clark Kent until he find a phone booth he can change into Superman. Whereas I'm saying a real motherfucker don't need no goddamn phone booth. I'm changing into Superman because I don't have to change clothes.
You just are what you are. Yeah, man. All right. Let me meditate on this passage for now, and then we'll reconvene if I have any further points to make.
Do that, bro, and holler back at me. Hey, I love that kind of shit because what I'm saying is a motherfucker is not necessarily going for what I say. He may agree overall with my point, but he needs to find something in his realm for it to make sense. And I respect that because whose realm are you going to make sense in, mine or yours? Listen, if you don't have the confidence that it takes to pursue what it is you believe is yours to pursue, then you just really don't know how to get out. None of you have really learned how to put a conversation down properly. Now, what I'm saying is you may know how to talk, put sentences together. Those sentences alone may make sense, but do they all together draw a picture for this person you're talking to see? So what I'm saying is if you're not an artist with your words, you're not going to make sense. And the way you become an artist with your words is to be willing to get booed. I'm telling you, you motherfuckers are afraid to get booed. You need to be willing to get booed because getting booed lets you know when you said something fucked up. And you can correct that the next delivery. Now, what I'm really talking about is the facts about attending SWU. The first month at SWU is like elementary school. Then you're going to learn all the basics. The second month is like junior high school. That's where you learn where and how to use those basic things that you learned in the first month. The third month, which is where most people like being, is where you learn how to own the shit that you learned. Of course, you recognize this shit and you know how to use this shit, but do you know how to take this shit and turn it into something you made up? Wouldn't it be a great thing if I were able to start an elementary school or even some kind of after school program where people like me, adults, and advanced in our life, tutor students in our hoods. I would even be willing to start a community center like we had in when I was a kid in the Crest. Uh, we uh, fucking had a house on the corner of Gateway and Griffin that was converted into a community center. And kids came to that motherfucker to get help with schoolwork or simply to hang out in a safe environment. Or for a few hours of just getting away from home. But the good thing about it, it was a community run project. And people from the community opened and closed it every day. We basically knew the kids. Now, I don't know what it should be, but I do know it should be something done so that we can reach these younger kids before life chews them up and spit them out. I was talking to this dude. We had been talking 10 or 15 minutes. When he said, like he just realized this, he said, "You're a selfish, full of yourself, conceited bastard, Rosebud." I didn't get upset. I looked at him and handed him a Kleenex. And I said, "Wipe your fucking glasses off so you can see." I thought you could see that shit when we started talking. Most motherfuckers misunderstand me. I know I scream pimp this and pimp that most of the time. And I'm hard or rough. But that's because that's who I am. I couldn't very well scream about you being a fucking welder. I couldn't tell you which burn is best for aluminum, which burn is best for steel. I do know you got to change those burns. Shit, that would be like a football player trying to explain a crossover move. He's an athlete, but he played football. Do you think a basketball player could tell you how to withstand a motherfucking middle linebacker hit that he finna put on your ass? I know the ins and outs of my Abracadabra, but not all of it. Fucking with this Abracadabra period, you're gonna learn about all kind of goddamn shit. If you fucking with them paper hanging motherfuckers, your bitch gonna be in the front, and then you're gonna be visiting her ass in the pen when she get caught, or if she get caught. For the record, I respect each and every aspect of this motherfucking game, but I pimped for mine. This has been a long growth period for me, my third. During my second growth period, I grew to understand helping people. I've been wanting to help my neighbors, my black neighbors especially. I go fair with whoever my neighbor is, no race involved. But if I win this year, I'm going to look into doing something for black motherfuckers, the community. I may even get a home base for Sidewalk University. and have part of it as a community center. It's all ideas now, but I'm gonna go hard on it. Sidewalk University is too valuable to stop where it's at right now. That's why when I have sales and deals and that, after I swore I wouldn't, that's why I have them. Because I want to make it available or convenient for you to get this shit. When you the way I am, you're in a perpetual state of thinking. And this, my friend, is tiring. So when it comes to my me time, which is the time when I don't do any of that shit. But guess what? That's why I don't get no motherfucking me time. Because it's damn near impossible for me to stop thinking about what I need to do. I'm always working on something and still coming up short a lot. Ain't that a bitch? I say, no, it's not a bitch. It's life. And I'm living it with all the ups and downs until they throw dirt on my old ass. Have you noticed my absence from Facebook has been good for me? That was once a place I really had respect for until all the silly little statements people wanted to chime in and make to anything you said. Some of the shit be humorous, some of it not. Lately, I don't have the time nor the desire to even engage in that kind of shit that I was doing back then. It did help me learn how to apply my wares on the internet. And I have noticed, that people are posting more philosophical things instead of just what they believe. Some of the shit is serious, some of the shit is not. But what is strange is some of the things posted are coming from motherfuckers I deemed as fools. Yet their posts be making sense. I guess, that's the one thing about philosophy. We all have opinions. And who am I to say yours is not as good as mine? I enjoy reading them motherfuckers, even from the fools. But I guess fools are only fools when they're acting foolish. But when you step off into this game, you better be down. If you are when you're done, you can receive your crown. It's an ongoing battle. And the accolades are many. But when it's all said and done, I wonder, will you have any? How will you feel? I have people that I know who, didn't make the right turns in the game. And they remember the game with malice. Just as I know motherfuckers who made all the right turns. And they simply treasure the memories the game left. I'm talking about pimps and hoes. I think it's fair to say memories for most of you that's listening to me are a long way off. Just don't forget those memories don't have to be pleasant. That's why you got to be on your job as far as what you're doing on a daily basis. You all will one day have memories that's going to help you live the rest of your life and going to age with grace and dignity unless you weren't down. And in that case, you're going to be like many pimps and hoes I know who are mad at the world. This abracadabra ain't no joke. That's why you should dream, and you should dream big. Everyone should strive to achieve their dreams. I dreamed and I strove to become great in this arena where the majority of the motherfuckers fail to become great. This doesn't make me better than you or anyone else. I don't even want to be better than anyone else. I just want to be looked upon as a motherfucker with an extreme amount of tenacity. Tenacity is stick with it. It's a word that's not used often in our conversations because it's just not an everyday word. I got all these fucking people getting at me. It's just not an everyday word. But that word can be applied to, every single thing we do every day. And if you spell that word out, you can see why it's so important. I put meaning to every letter. T is for true. E is for effort. N is for never. A is for allows. C is for curious. I is for intelligence. T is for two. Y is for yield. My dream is only now beginning. True effort never allows curious intelligence to yield. That means if you're really down and dirty, your intelligence, your efforts will not be for nothing. Yesterday, I sent money for some of my SWU gear, and I got emotional. I still can't believe I've started this in record time, and am certain it could not have been done without the help and, direction of the man upstairs. Now I pray that, he sees fit for me to continue and complete my destiny, which is to help you motherfuckers win as men. We'll see in the next, 15 months. If I, need it, or if I indeed have the tenacity to continue, and maintain my forward direction, I'll then really accept that I am truly an exceptional man who have been graced with God's caller. What's up?
What's up, Rosebud?
I'm good, brother. What's happening?
Just here. I had a question for you. I remember one time you said it was like, I think like a year or 2 years for Yukata or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I was wondering, how did you stay motivated during that time?
I wasn't afraid to compare myself. Otherwise, if I was the only one not coming up, something had to be going on with me because motherfuckers was coming up all around me. My partners, dudes that I didn't know, dudes that I just had met, all kind of motherfuckers was coming up and I wasn't. And what kept me rolling or kept me pursuing was I didn't really think I was a nothing. I just really believed I hadn't spoken to the right motherfucker. And my point is, that's the value of being able to sit at the round table. Because I was sitting at the round table one night, and then giant motherfucking pimp. So they was talking about, what a dude that ain't catching is experiencing, and that was one of the things I heard. It ain't got nothing to do with him. It's just that he ain't spoke to the right bitch. Because as soon as you do, your motherfucking ass gonna knock her off and do like I did. Realize it ain't got nothing to do with me and got something to do with staying down, talking to every motherfucking bitch I see, because who knows which one is the right one.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's why you always like whenever like dudes be calling you in and they talk about their ex and all this shit, you like stop crying, just keep moving and fuck the bitch and shit.
It's always like that, man, because bitches is coming to you if you're out there looking for bitches.
Yeah, yeah. I
That
hear
ain't
you, man. That's it's good to know that, man.
all right, bro. Good
I
shit.
appreciate it. Oh, I got one more question.
What's that?
What's the difference between a Mac and a pimp and a player?
There's very little difference between them, except for the pimp is a motherfucker that straight up get paid for what he do. Max is motherfuckers that pretend that they can pimp because they do fuck with bitches, but they just be fucking with bitches. A player is a motherfucker that be fucking with bitches too, but he do have them bitches doing something for him, but they not really paying him, but they do know he got other bitches.
Okay.
Hey, all those
Alright, man.
goddamn titles come about.
Mm-hmm.
All those titles come about from motherfuckers when they realize they can't pimp. You know, they ain't got a pimp bone in their goddamn body. They all think they was pimps, but then no, I'm a player because you know, woo woo, and they explain why they're a player. No, I'm a Mac, woo woo, because they ain't got that pimping in them. Because a pimp motherfucker ain't listening to none of that goddamn bullshit a player in the Mac finna listen to. A player in the Mac listen to the bitch talking about she on her periods. Well, will your mouth bleeding too? Your hands bleeding?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of shit you can do to get some money still, instead of, you know, being out of the motherfucking picture because you minstrels or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. So pimp's at the top of the food chain.
As far as I think, yeah.
Yeah. I feel you, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
All right,
Rosebud,
bro.
there's nobody like you, man. Keep doing what you're doing, brother.
Thank you, man. Be cool. Hey, see, you guys don't realize, as long as I'm able, I'm gonna be able to shed light on shit if you really have a question. All you got to do is be, you know, brave enough to call in and ask it. I'm gonna, you know, prove to you and myself that I'm an exceptional man. And I believe, you know, I've been graced with God's, you know, guidance. See, we're able to do what we do because, you know, we gamed up. The real ones here, the real ones wherever we are, wherever here is, will recognize us. And sure enough, a nigga get out to that Midwest and we meet up with real niggas like Sly Ryan, Mr. G, Snidely Whiplash. You know, I went further east in that baldhead Skip, Method Man, and like 1,000 other real motherfuckers who all embraced a nigga in this Abracadabra that I represented. And that only happened because at one time, real game recognized real game. From east to west to north to south, game recognized game. And all over, we knew how important the saying game recognized game was, especially if you was involved with these motherfucking streets. Sayings like that are why we traveled cross country with no fear, not knowing a soul where we was going. And now why I say that is I can't understand what would make you think you can bargain with a nigga like me. Is it just me? Or is that the way you fuck with all people who sell shit? Suddenly every motherfucker or every one of the people who wants something wants my entire library. And when I tell them what the cost would be for the entire library, motherfuckers ask for a deal. Of course, I am definitely gonna offer a better price if you finna buy all that shit. But what I offer is not good enough. And then there are the 50 or 60 emails motherfuckers send when they think I was chicken shit, telling me what I should do with my shit. I don't want to fill my customer list with motherfuckers who don't want to pay for what they want. I'm telling you, you can't blame me because I offer a deal in October and now it's June and you're talking about what I said in October. I want to fill my capacity or fill to my capacity with motherfuckers who know what the fuck they want and ain't afraid to spend their money to get it. If you in that spend your money mode, I'm definitely gonna offer you a better deal. I remember when I was in the streets, we carried phone books with all our numbers in it. I had a black alligator phone book, and I had nothing but dudes' numbers in it. And when the rollers pulled me over and looked in it, back then, it was fly as fuck to have a cold alligator phone book to carry your cards, a pen, and different numbers in. But when the popo looked in my book, they always think they had found a trick book. Then I would start laughing at them. I tell them motherfuckers, call any one of them motherfuckers and see them the pimp answer the goddamn phone. I don't call bitches, and I surely do not fuck with tricks. Those fucking police loved me in day. Because we would bust on their motherfucking ass like that. And we looked nothing like them goddamn pimps. We looked at like the celebrities. They didn't know if we was talking shit or some goddamn actors. So most of the time we slid. There was no way to deny it when you fly. So why lie to the popo? Once you tell them who you are and what you up to, they no longer be wondering who the fuck you are. And when they see your ass, unless you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, like fucking with hoes, like we was always doing, when they see you, they basically let you slide because they know you ain't no trouble. I didn't have much trouble with the popo. Yeah, it was suspicious of me to be rolling in a Rolls Royce. But the popo was used to motherfuckers not having their shit in order. I knew I was going to be a target. So I had all my paperwork, everything about my car, all, registration, insurance, all that goddamn shit. I had all that shit in pocket. And what I'm saying is, I was a total gentleman. And I didn't say nothing slick. That didn't assure me of not being fucked with. But back when I was rolling the Rolls Royce, the police didn't want to take a chance on you being a real celebrity that they didn't know. So most time I skated with no problems. Now, it's a different thing when they stop you and you got a fly asshole in your car. But my thing is deal with that when that shit come up. That's my philosophy. Do you know how to rate the importance of events in your life? This is an important, question for you to learn about. Everything that happens in your life has an impact. It has an impact on the end results of how you'll be living, or the results on your, living experience. Not all those experiences deserve the fucking same attention. Relegating what intensity each problem has in your life is an art. And it really comes in handy when you're working with several fucking bitches. If you can stay calm enough to see through the situation and relegate how much of your attention it deserves, if you could do that each time you have a situation with a woman, it would be much more fun for you to deal with. And each dealing will help you grow into the monster man you're becoming. A motherfucker with no fear of outcomes. Hey, we've been kicking it a few minutes, and I'm thinking, you know, I'm cool. I'm glad we've been kicking it. I want you to know that you can come to Sidewalk University and learn how to think, not like me, but with confidence in your thoughts. The only thing you'll do like me is believe in what you say out your mouth. You'll do that like me. You won't be saying any goddamn thing anymore. You won't be trying to prove that pure bullshit you be talking about. Get with me. I'm out.